Hello, I'm Super Orange Cat, and today I decided to kind of just package things up into more of a Toonami news update because I was planning to do this just a standard ratings video, but a pretty big announcement Toonami related came up, and I had decided just to cover both in the same video. And I'm going to cover the one I think is the bigger news first. That is, we do have Toonami's schedule for not this next Saturday, but the 2 Saturdays after that. And I'm going to tell you, this is the weirdest schedule Toonami has ever put up, in my opinion. Remember how for like the last so many years, everyone's wondering why Toonami hasn't put any movies on the block? Well, your prayers have been answered. We will be getting a DC nights on both August 15th and August 22nd on the block. This is interesting because from what I figured out, I thought this was kind of random. It appears that DC is having some type of like takeover event or something. I can't find. I'm trying to find more info about it. Yeah, it's the DC Fandom, and I guess Toonami. It's like, oh, we're gonna partner with it. It's not really partnering as much as kind of forcing you to participate. Because, like again, Time Warner owns everything. Time Warner owns DC. Time Warner owns Turner, and Turner owns Adult Swim. So there you go. And that's the one upside from this I see is that they got these movies for free. Like it hasn't been dirt upset. I haven't seen anywhere they said it, but it's a situation kind of like Genlock last year, where well, technically it's like, well, it's happening because you don't have to pay for it. It's like how last year Genlock, Rooster Teeth, which produced Genlock, is owned by Warner, which again is part of Time Warner, which owns Turner, which owns Adult Swim, which owns Toonami. So there you go, right there. In my opinion, that is the one upside from this, because I think a lot of people, majority of people, when they're saying we want movies on adults, or not adults, and we want movies on Toonami, they're harkening back to like the days of when they would air like Akira, or like just a couple years ago during April Fool's Day where they aired Mind Game. They're thinking anime, they're thinking stuff like that, but instead they're getting DC movies. And there are many reasons like to speculate why this is happening. Like the obvious thing to point to is like, well, you have this DC fandom thing and it's this partnership deal because again, like I said, they're all known by the same thing. So it's free for the block and it's cross promotion. But there's another thing too I like to note. Again, like I've been saying for the longest time now, Konami is broke. Konami has no money right now. And Toonami is not going to get any new money soon because, again, nothing's being dubbed, ratings are low, and the fact that they're big names, all three announced properties they have, Uzumaki, Blade Runner Black Lotus, Fina Pirate Princess, they're not going to air until next year. Next year is still a few months away, mind you. So, Toonami is just trying to bide the time until then. And also, they're dangerously running low on Black Clover episodes. Funimation, I think, released a new Black Clover dubbed episode this past Sunday, or a couple days ago from when I'm making this video, which means they're back to having 2 episodes. So we're going to be down to 1 episode after this Saturday, the 8th. And then this part of this is to buy time for Funimation to make more. But honestly, considering how Funimation's really pumped the brakes on making Black Clover, I would not even be surprised that this isn't enough for it. So fully expect another Labor Day marathon too. It's anyone's guess which anime or show they're going to air on Labor Day. Now that'll be a fun guessing game. But again, another thing here is the DC element of this, and I haven't watched any of these movies. I honestly don't care that much about DC or Batman for that matter, so I can't attest to these movies whether they're good or bad or whatever. I guess it's a year of mileage may vary type of deal here. The only thing I want to note is that, of course, like I'm gonna go ahead and list, like you can see here, but on the 15th, which is the first Saturday of this, at midnight, you're getting Batman Year One. At 1:30, you're getting Batman: The Dark Knight Returns Part One. And I think that's weird because then the next week gets at midnight Batman Gotham Knight, and then at 1:45 Batman: The Dark Knight Returns Part Two. Because wouldn't it make sense to just have the two Dark Knight Returns movies on the same night? That just seems kind of weird. Like you're having one be the nightcap the first week, then the second one be the nightcap the next week. not even like, oh, you'll leave the week as a cliffhanger, because then if you want to do that, then you'll just have The Dark Knight Part Returns 2 be the first movie on the second weekend. That's just a weird logistics thing I want to point out there. And again, it's just the fact that Konami really, really has no money right now. So they're using this as a good excuse to basically have 2 free weekends. And I looked online, the reception of this has been very, very, very mixed. Like, you have the people who are like, oh my god, DC is on the block again. This is just like Young Justice being on the block. And then you have a lot of the people, and honestly, more I read into it, I think the majority of people being like, I just want to see anime. Why are we watching all this Batman stuff? I don't care that this DC fandom thing is happening, and I'm not going to watch, which is a very scary line right there, that I don't want to watch thing. Guys, now I get to segue into the ratings for this week for Toonami. Now, to start off the block, which is this past Saturday, you had Dragon Ball Super at a 0.18, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind's glorious return to the block at a 0.17, Bob Psycho 100 was this? I think it's the season finale was at a 0.16, Black Clover at a 0.15, Shippuden at a 0.11, Samurai Jack at a 0.09, and Ballmaster's numbers are not yet available. And again, this was nearly as an ugly week as 2 weeks ago, a week that I dubbed the worst week in Toonami history. And yeah, the only thing I could point out that this week, which is better than that week, is the fact that JoJo came in and retained solidly from Dragon Ball Super. So that big drop off I was worried about, other people worried about, for Golden Wind being that early in the block, did not occur. So that should be great news for JoJo fans. You would think like, oh great, people are finally excited about this. Well, I honestly, here's my prediction. Here's another prediction. When Ballmasters or Black Clover, when we get to the end of season 2 of Ballmasters, or if we run out of episodes of Black Clover, fully expect JoJo to get shipped back down in the block again. That's my prediction. It has become my running thesis. Konami just put up with JoJo, where it's like, well, it's a new part, might as well air it, but they don't like it, and that's why they keep it generally historically towards the back of the block. Even during like the era of like Stardust Crusaders and Diamond is Unbreakable, eras which I think the plurality of JoJo fans consider the best in the overall run. I might get killed in the comments over that line. And here's another thing, and I think one piece of evidence I got for that theory is a tweet that Jason DeMarco had earlier today when he was announcing that, oh, we have the DC movies. It was hashtag Toonami fans. Some news, both good and bad. Good! All you folks who keep asking about movies/DC, we are running 2 weeks of Batman movies. Bad. JoJo's is just getting started back up, and you JoJo fans have to wait 2 weeks for it to start up again. Win some, lose some. And that is so fucking backhanded right there. Like, you can just see just how much he hates JoJo fans. And that's just sad right there, man. Like you're like a figurehead of the block and you're dissing a pretty sizable part of your fan base. Like, people are like, oh, you've heard it as bad news, but like, that's just such a smarmy way to put it, though, man. Like, don't mention it at all if you're just gonna have that type of comment about it. Jeez. But nevertheless, it's just more bad things happen for JoJo and its fans. Again, like, I'm sorry, like, you're just getting used to it winding. It's finally back in the block. Things are really cooking up again. And it's like, sorry, after one more episode or 2 episodes total of this bring back to the block, sorry, you're gonna have to pump the brakes for 2 weeks. We're gonna have to show Batman. We're gonna show how Bruce Wayne got his suit, got like all of his stuff, man. How he created his Batcave. Now he got bat laid. But never mind. All right, and again, what do you guys think? What's your opinions on this like DC movie stuff going on Toonami? What's your thoughts about this week's ratings at Toonami? Leave your opinions, leave your comments down below. I am Super Orange Cat, and that is all.